Hello and welcome to today's episode of Focused Atlanta. I am your host, Keisha Lancelin. Thanks so much for tuning in with us this Sunday afternoon. In our first segment, we're going to chat a little bit about some good news for our college students. I'm here with Sean Rowley, and we're going to talk a little about Capital One. Sean, thanks so much for coming on the show.
Thanks for having me, Keisha.
Now, this is an exciting way for Capital One to support college students. Tell me a little bit about some of these cafes.
Yeah, I would love to. It's an exciting time of the year for back to school. I think college students especially, but whether you're a parent helping shop for school supplies, or you're a college student entering college for the first time or going back for a second or third year, it's an exciting time of year, and a time where not only are we thinking about kind of back to school and education and what that means, but also a chance to have a clean slate to think about your relationship with money and how that kind of intersects with education. So our Capital One cafes are designed to kind of bring those things together and provide, an amazing space for students to come and, connect with us or use the space, as well as go on that journey around, money and what that means to them as a student and beyond.
I think that's so fantastic, because I remember being a college student and just kind of feeling like I didn't have good money sense, right? Like I wasn't completely and entirely prepared. I had what my parents told me, but we were living different lives and different generations. It was, so many other things that they didn't have when they were students that I was kind of inundated with, and I kind of didn't know where to turn. But basically, Capital One's giving the college students a place to turn, a place to go, ask those questions, be prepared.
That's right. Our Capital One cafes are a place that everyone is welcome to. And that's a place where you can come in as a student and really use it as a cafe, right? It's an amazing place with free Wi-Fi, amazing coffee, really some great amenities to use just as study space. But while you're there, we hope that you also really go on that learning journey for your finances as well, right? That you can, like you said, think about money and life and school and how all of those things work together. In fact, we've got an amazing program that we call Money and Life Mentoring, where you can sit down with a Money and Life mentor, and you can go through some exercises to think about kind of what your goals are when it comes to your finances, how that intersects with life and education, and start to plan from there. So you don't have to be a Capital One customer to do any of that. It's welcome, and it's actually free for everyone. And there's nothing better than free for a college student. So being able to take advantage of those services and have that conversation is just an amazing benefit.
It really is. And I think that, I'm sure the students are getting the most out of it, but it's got to really be good for the parents too, because again, they don't know all the answers. They can't answer all the questions. They're not always in a position, a lot of times generationally, we just hope that the next generation does a little bit better than we did, right? Like, in terms of finances and learning and knowing. And you guys are kind of paving that path for them so that truly is the case.
Yeah, I think when it comes to money, it's one of those things that can sometimes be taboo, even with family, right? So we try to really eliminate that barrier to try to make it more approachable. And like you said, that's generational. And I think it applies to everyone. Back to school is a great time. I've got a third grader and a fifth grader, right? So we're thinking about school supplies and school activities and how to budget for that. But we're also thinking about long term. How do we save for their education and their college going forward? Or, recently just kind of finally paid off student loans, right? But you might already have been graduated from college, and you're thinking about, as my first career comes into play, how do I continue that conversation? How do I upskill myself when it comes to money and life and those different pieces? So I think it's an amazing benefit whether you come in and chat with us and just use the space and grab a cup of coffee, or if you'd like to use one of our programs like Money Mentoring, or we also have Money and Life exercises where it's a little more self-paced, right? So if you're not ready to sit down with someone else, but you want some exercises and some tools and tips, those are resources that we have available, and we're happy to connect students or anyone to.
Oh, I love that. Speaking of resources, let's close out then with a website. Is there a place that students and parents can go to learn a little more?
Absolutely. Yeah. You can go to CapitalOne.com/local to learn more. Come out to the Lenox Square Mall and visit us. We'd be happy to chat with you and welcome you to the community if you're a new student coming to the area, or welcome you back if you're joining again.
Sean, thanks so much for coming on the show. It's a pleasure to meet you.
Thanks so much for having me. Pleasure to be here.
All right, guys, you have all of the information that you need to send the college students back prepared. Please go to the website, visit to learn more. Thanks for tuning in to this segment of Focus Atlanta. We'll be right back.